Welcome, 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 everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host, DB Smiley, coming to you with some Sea East action. Me talk good today. Me best speak. Me have best words. Calculated throw versus Durotan's Couch. Durotan's Couch, a team that has been around since NGS Season 1, and I've had many opportunities to cast them. Looking forward to casting them once again. Currently sitting high on top of Division C East, but the season is young yet. And Calculated Throw is one of those teams that everyone had their eye on heading into Division C this season, saying, look, these guys have been around a long time. They continue to get better. Many people have them as a favorite, and I think this is a great matchup. Durotan's Couch has been around for a long time. They've continued to improve. Calculated Throw also been around for a few seasons, continuing to improve. So I'm really excited about this match to see what comes of it. We're going to get Infernal Shrines as the first map. And right out of the gate, KTZ going to get banned. Likely targeting a member of Calculated Throw. It's kind of an unusual ban, so you have to assume it's a target ban. Or maybe they're just really bad at dealing with chains. I don't know. But Diablo ban coming out the other way. I know Big Red will play some Diablo. I'd probably not say it's his favorite tank, but Diablo has been popular, though he's somewhat fallen off this season. As we take a look here at just some quick pick ban rates for the Lord of Terror, you can see that he's only down to about a 38% pick rate, still 32% ban rate, so overall 70% popularity, but 46% win rate. So Alex Strasser getting banned out. Popular healer on the map, but with Ana still up, suggests to me they want to first pick that Ana. Even then, if you have Ana, though, you're actually pretty good against Alex. So maybe they are trying to convince Calculated Throw in some sort of psychology to first ban heroes, or ban Ana and then choke themselves out of a healer. But Kel'Thas is going to be the ban. So we got a couple mage bans, one tank, one healer, but Ana's up, Anubarak's up, ETC is up. And I point out ETC especially because he's really been strong this season in Nexus Gaming Series at about a 70% win rate. We are still going to see the Anubarak first, and with the Diablo down, that's kind of the best option to punish the Anub. We still see Anub incredibly popular right now in Nexus Gaming Series. We're sitting currently at a 72% ban rate, 16% pick rate past that, but a 75% win rate, so, you know, you gotta respect it. Cocoon, very, very powerful tool. But now, two picks coming in. We got the Arthas and the Orpheus, so Arthas is a bit of an interesting pick this early into the draft. We haven't really seen a ton of it, but he's always kind of like had little resurgences in the meta and then he's peeled back. Only about a 20% popularity at the moment. Orphea, by comparison, quite a bit more popular, as we see Orphea currently sitting at, well, actually, I thought she was more popular, about 25% ban rate. Not a great win rate, 38%. We'd want to see better, but here comes the Ana and the Greymane. So Greymane kind of still hanging around. Much lower popularity rate than it used to be, only 24%. Compare that to, you know, Raynor and Phoenix and Hanzo, and I'm sure it's lower. Greymane used to kind of just be the go-to ranged assassin. He's really dripped off a bit, but I like to see Wildcard on the hero, excuse me. I know it's a comfort for him. Jaina ban, trying to deny that burst combo, the classic burst combo of Greymane Jaina. Respectable as far as bans go. What's the ban going to be on the other side? You'd think maybe a healer, maybe something like Arthas, or Anduin, but you could also really ban out a ranged assassin you worry about, like Raynor, who can kind of truck into a noob. It's going to be the Joanna, so they're expecting that Arthas to be solo lane, not really as the main tank. We'll see, though. Two picks now due for the members of Calculated Throw. I mean, they do need a second frontliner, certainly, but I don't think it necessarily needs to be a main tank. I think you could get away with something like a Blaze here and hit him with the old Icy Hot Arthas Blaze. Whitemane getting a grab. Yeah, I did see Greymane got a lot of buffs. you know, keep in mind that the season's young too, so these stats are pretty much from only 1 week of action. But White Mane. Now, the Phoenix is a pretty common pick, but I'm just not so sure about the White Mane, if I'm honest. It's good with the Arthas, but it's only a 7% popularity rate at the moment. 67% win rate, though. And again, you can go E-build with the Arthas and get a lot of value, but Captain Wedge going to jump onto the ETC. So they've been doing a Nubarak ETC quite a bit, and it can be very effective, very hard to deal with. Going with the Li Ming, always kind of an interesting gambit on this map. The difficulty that you'll run into with Li Ming is that it's very hard to win fights on the shrines, and it's just because the minions get in the way. They soak up all the shots. But we're going to see what the last pick is. It is a Thrall. I'm excited to see it, but heading into this match, let's go ahead and take a moment, spotlight one of our players here. We're going to go ahead and spotlight Big Egg Roll for Durotan's Couch. Big Egg Roll leading the way with the tanking. He's been doing quite strong. You know, a Nubarak, ETC, Diablo, we've seen a bit of that. Only 3 hero pool is misleading. Again, it's only been 1 week. They've only played 5 maps, but you know, they're kind of the meta tanks right now, if you look at it. So that's more or less what you'd expect to see. But excited to see that. Looking forward to this match. It's going to be Durotan's Couch versus Calculated Throw. I think this is going to be a good series. Yeah, I agree White Mane's not in a great place right now. What I'm just trying to point out, it is actually exceptional with the Arthas. The reason is you can go E-build at level 1, and the slows do 50% extra damage, which means you're doing 50% extra healing. So it's very, very a strong combo. E-build's actually pretty good, provided that you have reliable slows, root, stuns. If you're a team that doesn't have a lot of those, first, what meta are you playing in? But second, White Mane's really going to struggle, because W build just doesn't really cut muster. But if you have the slows, if you're hitting slowed targets, E build can really be exceptional in White Mane. In so much as White Mane build can be exceptional. Still not as good as Ana. That's the reality of it. But here we go, jumping into the match now. We are going to see Calculated Throw on the left, Durotan's Couch on the right. Calculated Throw introducing them. Grievin going to be on Phoenix. We're going to have Scooterman on Arthur. Scooterpuff Jr. on the Thrall. Danalore going to be on White Mane. And Mana Derp going to be on that Orphea. And over on the right, welcome to the couch. It's Big Egg Roll going to be playing a Nubarak. A-Fish on Li Ming. Sown on Ana. Captain Wedge on the ETC. And Wildcard going to be on that Greymane. Level 1 talents. Looking to see what we get. We are seeing stutter steps, and here it is. Here's the E-build. That's what I expected to see. Yeah, that's a good point. The wave clear is not exceptional on the side of Durotan's Couch. This is a map where wave clear matters a lot, too, so interested to see how this plays out. But at the moment, Scooterpuff Jr. pushing up onto A-Fish, trying to get the slow there. There's the power slide. Now turning around, Scooterpuff Jr. taking about 60% of his damage, but you just see those White Mane heals absolutely trucking. And when you can hit multiple targets with that E, it's going to get work done. And now it's a question of if Captain Wedge is going to get out. And that's where E-build comes into play. It's exceptional burst healing when you hit 3 or so people. Good point. Mosh interrupts are on the low side for Calculated Throw. You got Sunder and you got you got Sunder and you got Crushing Jaws, and that's it. So gonna have to really be careful about clumping with the Mosh. That said, this is kind of a solo lane ETC, so your first instinct is he's probably gonna go stage dive. But when you see those few interrupts, it's really hard to turn down the Mosh, even if you're playing that solo lane role. We'll see. Especially on this map, a lot of choke points. 4-man rotation here, coming out of Calculated Throw. Greymane needs to be careful. A little bit of an awkward spot. Grid's going to come in, but he's fine. Wild card. Treated well. Greymane does have that good ability to get out with his disengage, provided he's in Worgen form. Kind of the interesting thing about Greymane, he has really no escape when he's in human form. It's when he's in human form, that's when you can dive him quite well. There was the root. A lot of damage got on the big egg roll, but he's fine. But now the question is, are Sullen and Wildcard in a bit of trouble? Wildcard goes back in, I think just trying to trade out damage. Don't know if that was a misclick, or if that was optimistic, or if that was just accepting the inevitability. It's one of the three. Take your pick. Up at the top, Scooty Puff Jr. doing very well here into Captain Wedge. As you would expect, Thrall should beat ETC in the lane. Mana being a bit of an issue for Scooter Puff Jr. Big Urgrel already quite low in the middle. Needs to be careful. Could get engaged on a root. Could enable Orphea to step up, chunk some damage. But we're seeing the burn onto the camp. Calculated throw already doing well into this macro game. You have an Ana solo soaking. This is the DB Smiley Storm League experience. In the bot lane, soaking alone, going team. Greymane rotating up to the top. There's the power slide, trying to set up the Thrall. Thrall might have the root up in a second. He's going to likely get away. Oh no, here comes a noob. Gets the kill. Great time for a pickoff. That will work well. See, I think he was out though. I don't know. I thought he was out. We'll see. Because he didn't have the stealth yet. If he had the stealth, it's a different issue. Just because you can't get auto attack. But big egg roll now taking some damage here. But Durotan's Couch doing a decent job zoning out the point. I like A-Fish's positioning onto the side, trying not to get caught behind the minion, but needs to be careful about engage. Meanwhile, though, a noob and Wildcard are just exceptionally low, as is Captain Wedge now. I think ETC maybe goes down. No, he has a power slide, but Greymane once again going down there, kind of hanging around a bit too long. So with that should give first Punisher over to Calculated Throw. We're seeing Thrall walk away for the soak. Now chunking into big egg roll just a bit more, but the shield's going to prevent any real damage. Now you got to be careful here if you're Durotan's Couch, because they're leaving 2 in bot at the moment, and it looks like Greymane may come mid, but I don't know if they have enough of defense down here, which is they don't have enough of defense down here. They could lose the fort off this. Is Greymane rotating down? He is. Big egg roll. Does he have a tap? He does not, so he's going to rotate down without a lot of HP. It's going to draw Ana's resources quite heavily. The wall is jumped over, though. Cannon goes down for first cannon, but the Punisher will drop, so the fort should still stand. That's still a full wall, though, with the first Punisher. Always pretty good. Meanwhile, Thrall and ETC rotating each other. See Thrall going for that globe. ETC still soaking the mid. Gets those last couple minions, rotating top, relying on his team to get the next wave. It will be interesting. I think it's ultimate-centric. Because, you know, normally when you see solo lane ETC, you're like, okay, this is obviously stage dive. But they have so few mosh interrupts. It's hard to not take mosh. But bottom camp going to be picked up. We've seen just significantly better camp rotations out of Calculated Throw. I actually don't think Durotan's Couch has had a camp yet. Big egg roll, Burr charging into the Arthas. Always a very risky move, and I think he might pay for it. Big egg roll is going to go down. I don't like the decision to dive Arthas, and Wildcard made the same mistake. So Arthas really is the anti-dive hero. And to this end, that is the first fort of the game going down off those 2 kills. So 5 kills to 1 at the moment. But yeah, this is kind of, look at Whiteman's build. EE, you'll see Fanatical Power. At 10, you're going to see Divine Reckoning. Dollars to donuts, Divine Reckoning. You'll see Root Talent, you'll see 16 CDR, and then you'll see Divine Reckoning upgrade. That's the build I expect out of Whitemane. And so far, I'm 4 for 4. And we do have ults coming in. We got Salvo, we got Crushing Jaws, we have Divine Reckoning. We have Army of the Dead. Thrall has not picked yet. Probably going to wait and see what ETC grabs, if it's the Sunder. Or it's the Sunder if it's Mosh. Otherwise, I expect Earthquake. The extra slows to set Salvo up. Indeed, quite questionable. Bruiser Camp's going to get picked up here. Thrall actually going to be able to join much more quickly. Greymane just going to need to Hearth here? Question mark? Has a tap up. I'd like to see him save his tap, though. I'd like to have seen him Hearth there. I guess he needs to get those minions to help get level 10. And here we go, level 10's now from Durotan. Now, Thrall has locked in Earthquake, so there's only one Mosh interrupt. But ETC gonna go stage dive. I think this is a situation where if you're Durotan's couch and you're Captain Wedge there, I know that like your build is like, I want to stage dive in that, but there is only one interrupt for Mosh on the other team. I think that's where you gotta react to how the opponent's building. You gotta have your tab screen up. Stage dive though coming in. They're looking for the engage. We do have the cocoon. It's going out onto Phoenix. There's the Divine Reckoning trying to get some heals out and actually doing very successful at that. And ETC is going to go down, as is a noob. So there you see the, oh boy, and this is Arthas just moving straight in. That's going to be kill number 4. Is the question, is Wildcard going to go away? If a root lands, Wildcard is dead in the water. He might be dead in the water regardless. He does go down, and it was the root that killed him. So technically I was correct. The best kind of correct. And that is going to be a 5-man team wipe. Good job to handle the engagement, the stage dive, the cocoon. White main, great Divine Reckoning to get the heals up. Earthquake, very disruptive to the engage as well. And it's going to be hard for Durotan's couch to get the engage they want when they always have to worry about that counter engage potential that Arthas is going to bring, as well as the Earthquake salvo. You have to try to make do, though. Important thing is you can't stand in Reckoning. If you stand in Reckoning, people are going to get 100 to, or 0 to 100 healed. I mean, it's so tremendous. There's the root. So there's just a ton of roots now. Oh boy, a noob just... as I mentioned, there's a ton of roots now. And, yep. ETC still soaking the lanes, trying to find his team level 13, but this Punisher is pushing Keith, and it's still rather healthy. Jumping over the wall onto Li Ming. There's the root, crushing Jaw, looking for Afish. Afish gonna have to run away. Now Wildcard needs to watch out for the root. Stage dive coming in, trying to get the disengage. There is Thrall, perhaps a bit overextended, getting pooped back, but there's the Divine Reckoning, and that's gonna heal Thrall up. Divine Reckoning, when people get stuck in it with the Earthquake, people will get stuck in it, and when they do, it is devastating. So this is a really good synergistic comp that we're seeing out of the members, and blowing Army of the Dead here just to help get some siege damage. This is an exceptionally synergistic comp out of Calculated Throw. I mean, it is incredibly synergistic. You have so many roots and slows paired with a lot of AoE abilities. You have the Earthquake AoE ability, you have the Crushing Jaw, you have the Divine Reckoning, you have the Salvo. But there we go. And so far, 12 kills to 2. Things going all Calculated Throw at the moment. And level 16 on the horizon for Calculated Throw. At this point, you almost have to wonder, does Durotan just need to take a fight here before level 16's hit? They're not gonna get 16 before the Shrine, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see 16 out of Calculated Throw unless they just stop soaking entirely. Calculated Throw doing a good job not looking for the fight. We could see a stage dive to try to force. Ultimates are up. Here comes the stage dive, looking for the force. There's the cocoon, this time onto White Mane to prevent the Divine Reckoning, but the salvo and the roots just doing so much damage, and down goes a noob. Ana trying to heal the best she can, but there's just so much damage coming out here. And they get a lot of damage spread out onto the members of Calculated Throw, but it's just not enough. And 3 more kills, and it just seems like Durotan's couch is engaging, just kind of scratching their head, not knowing what to do here. It's tough. When I've been in this situation many times. It seems like everything you do, they already have the plan for. They're already countering, but I think it's just your comp is a bit vulnerable because you're so focused on, we need to get this one kill, that you're going to dive. It's going to get you stacked up, and with as much AoE is on the side of Calculated Throw, that's kind of just what they want you to do. As I said, CDR, lashing out. And Divine Reckoning 20 upgrade, super playmaking. because it sucks everyone into the center, it's just guaranteed tons of healing. Basically, it's like anyone who has Q on your team, it's like they're getting hit with 3 Ancestrals at the same time. If you hit like a 4-man or 5-man Reckoning. There's Thrall stepping up. There's the turnaround with the Curse Bullet. Finally, kill comes in. Here comes the stage dive now, and this could be the opportunity. Divine Reckoning coming out, though. The heals are stacking up. Wildcard needs to be a bit careful. Down is going Wildcard. Oh, he does drop just at the last second to that White Mane. Now Scooterman trying to get away. Anubarak focusing on to that White Mane. There's the root combo, but Big Egg Roll is a bit low. There are the roots again. ETC coming in with the Power Slide, trying to get onto Danalor. Danalor just doing a very good job walking away. And with these slows, it's so hard to get onto the target, and pair that with White Mane. This is the talent. I mean, Rachel Slade, sorry, I said 50%. It's 75% more damage on slowed targets. Slowed, rooted, silence, any CC, 75% more damage. That's just incredible. Because remember, 100% of damage is converted into healing. But this is the opportunity for Durotan's Couch. They should get this Punisher if they start working quickly. They're a little bit slow on the rotation, though. Orphea and Phoenix will be up. They're up to only 3 minions, so they don't even have 10 yet. They haven't even gotten the first wave, so we will see Calculated Throw get a chance at this defense. The question is, will Durotan's Couch be ready for this engage? Right now, Thrall kind of separated from team. ETC out front, trying to separate out the members. Scooterman now having to rotate awkwardly. There's the focus onto Danalor. Danalor does go down, but the Crushing Jaw is going to be, oh my goodness, a 3-man Crushing Jaw, and it annihilates all 3 people caught into it. What an absolutely insane ultimate there. The root setting up the Crushing Jaw, and oh my goodness, jebaited. Wow, and there we go. 4 people killed. White Mane's the first to go down, but you just see that counter-engage potential. And, oh, Thrall even chases down Ana. That's going to be a, to quote Trixler, 5-man team wipe again. Second 5-man team wipe of the game. That one was not an ace. The first one was an ace. But just the counter-engage potential is so insane. And now, level 20 on the horizon, as is this Frozen Punisher. Meanwhile, 4 catapults on the core. Ripperoni. Shields will take a little bit of damage, but gets cleared up quickly. But meanwhile, 19 and a third, 19 and a half almost. They won't get 20 immediately, but they might get it off. If they get a kill and they get the next minion wave, they might get it. But certainly, this is kind of a last stand potential here for Durotan's Couch. Doing a good job baiting the Punisher to the core, forcing the enemy team to kind of take the long route. But the enemy team could actually dive with the Punisher if they wanted, honestly. If they want to play risky, I like the safe call. I'm not saying they should have. But just getting this Punisher down. They do lose bot keep. They've lost top keep a bit ago. ETC was soaking mid, just trying to catch up on XP. But here's level 20 now. Storm Talon's coming in for Calculated Throw. And there it is. Judgment Day. Does 30% more damage, and it pulls people into the center the first time it hits them. Oh, Wildcard needs to be careful, getting low. And by the way, the first time it hits them, it's not the first time it hits, it's the first time it hits them. So if someone dodges the initial hit, but they walk into it, pulls them into the middle. But ETC still soaking the top. They really, I mean, down 2.5 levels. Not even close to level 20, but this is kind of what they have to do. I like the decision by Calculated Throw. They're like, look, we're just going to keep you here. We're going to limit your soak. We're going to try to make it so you don't even get 20 before the next shrine. You have to defend your last keep. That's your job now. That's your life. I like that decision. Looking at some of these others, we have the Crushing Jaws upgrade. Takedowns. Man. That second sentence is so broken. Takedown set its cooldown to 5 seconds. Legion and Northrend coming in. Upgraded Earthquake for the shield. And then, of course, the Unconquered Spirit out of Phoenix. His version of, nah, I didn't die. JK. But Arth is taking a lot of damage, but the turnaround is on the wildcard. I should note Ana did take Nano Boost and just used it there on Greymane as he was dying. I don't really get the thought process behind that. It's not really going to save him. If anything, you can cast that on Li Ming and maybe try to get some kind of counter engage, but Didn't happen there, and this is going to be core dropping very quickly, and just an absolutely dominant performance there by Calculated Throw. And we knew they were a good team coming into this game, but they really showed how strong they can be. That comp, incredibly synergistic, and that is going to be the game. And hey, there we go, another ace for Calculated Throw. So they're going to easily take map number 1. And we're going to get set up for map number 2 here, so we'll be right back in just a minute. But taking a look at some stats. Afish chunking out the most damage, but, you know, there's a difference between damage and impactful damage. And when it comes down to it, I mean, you know, as much damage as you can get out, you're still getting turned around and killed. You're taking more damage, really, except for Arthas. Arthas took the most damage in the game, but you weren't really getting damage onto ideal targets, and ultimately XP Soak also doing in the members of... It's not great when Li Ming is doing the most siege damage, if I'm honest. But anyway, we will see what happens in game number 2. Hopefully we get a closer game and we can get a best-of-3 series tonight. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the NGS Gaming Series. DB Smiley here. Calculated throw up 1-0. Dominant Infernal Shrines. We're going to see Durotan's Couch try to take it to an oldie but a goodie for them. Cursed Hollow. I remember casting this team in the Division C Championship all the way back in Season 2 of the NGS Gaming Series, where this team won the Division C Championship off Cursed Hollow, Map 5. Really good game. It was a 5-game series. Durotan's Couch was down 0-2, about to lose Tomb. They turn around, they get a 5-man wipe, they go core, they come back, they win Game 4 they win Game 4 hard. Game 5, insanely back and forth game. I think it was like a 40-minute game. No one could really end. Durotan's Couch does finally end that game. That was all the way back in Season 2 of NGS Gaming Series. Who knew at that time that we'd get all the way to Season 7? But here we are, still going strong. We outlasted HGC. PogChamp. But Whitemane going to be the ban. No Moss, and that is absolutely a respect ban for the member of Calculated Throw known as Danilor. Danilor really showing off that Whitemane there. Well-earned ban. So good job there, Danilor. Back to the draft now. We see the foul stat ban. Durotan's Couch loves to have globals on this map, so try to deny the global, forcing them back into that ETC. Meanwhile, though, one more ban coming in. Do they ban out the Arthas? The Arthas was significantly a problem for them. They are going to get rid of the Orphea. I don't actually think the Orphea was the problem, though. I think the Orphea capitalized off just how many roots there were and slows, and I think Durotan's, the way they want to engage was we want to go onto one target and kill them, and Arthas is really one of the best warriors in the game at saying, nah, you're not doing that. But timer ticking down, first pick going to come into the game. It's going to be Sylvanas. Interesting first pick, not one I've seen a lot of. Taking a look at the hero, we see that Sylvanas currently right now sitting at about a 49% popularity rate, very high, but a 76% win rate with an average KDA of 6. That's actually quite good for an assassin. A 76% win rate, very strong. This isn't typically the map where you think like, oh yeah, Sylvanas is great because the objective shuts down structures anyway, but there we go. ETC Anduin out of the gate. We do see Anduin coming in now. As I mentioned, ETC, very strong win rate coming into this match here. Taking a look once again at those stats. ETC currently sitting at a 61% popularity rate, 73% win rate. We're seeing Anduin, but now Brightwing. So some unconventional healer selections, but wanting to match global. Brightwing sitting at a 4% popularity rate with an average KDA of 1. Feels bad, man. My favorite hero in the game, Brightwing Garion. Fourth of her name, Bright Nerfwing, Shooter of Valleys, Transformer ourselves, Aspect of Celery, Breaker of Shade, Summoner of the Emerald Winds, Master of the Invincible Arts, and Devourer of Entrails. But Rexar gonna get banned out. Although Danilor already, as I showed, Danilor had a Rexar pick. But taking out the Rexar, not wanting to deal with that. Could have been looking at potentially a swap. This is tournament draft mode. They can't swap heroes. It's the ban coming out the other side. It's going to be Ragnaros. And Ragnaros, 20% popularity, but might be sniffing out a strategy there by Durotan's Couch on this map, just to use Lava Wave to get some free soak. Certainly, it kind of can make macro game a little easy mode, just because you can forget a lane and then still pick up all the soak in it. Gul'dan, gonna be the choice here from Wildcard. And Dahaka from Afish. I expect potentially a switch. Captain Wedge typically, I've seen play the Dahaka here. I'm surprised to see Afish on it. Could be that they're considering a swap later, could be that we'll see Captain Wedge on something a bit more unusual. I really don't want to see his Nazebo. It's been a while, but I still remember. And no offense, but not bueno. Phoenix going to be the pick. Jaina. So Phoenix, Jaina, that's good. Lots of slows to combo up with each other. Monoderp going to get onto the Jaina here. Grevent staying on the Phoenix. We saw Phoenix in the last game from Grevent and going to see it again. What's the last pick here for Durotan's Couch? Very interested to see what this is going to be. I expect another assassin. Hopefully something burst. Hanzo. Okay, I like that pick. I like that pick. I like the Hanzo pick quite a lot. So, are we going to see some swaps? Currently, Captain Wedge is on the Hanzo. You know, it could be that they've roll swapped, and I just haven't caught the memo. Very, very probable, frankly, that that's the pick. But we're going to see Big Egg Roll moving on to the ETC once again. So here we go. I mean, based on that last game, obviously calculated throw, heading into this map, calculated throw seems to be the favorite. Durotan's Couch is going to need to show a lot more focus, a lot more resolve this match. Going to need to find a way to do a lot better in the team fights when they take them, and also just generally better in the macro, as the macro was not their strong point. But taking a look here, let's go ahead. We saw Grevent jumping onto that Phoenix again. Let's just go ahead, take a look at this. Player profile now being highlighted. Grevent has actually played an Ana game when we saw Danalor play a Rexar match, but we have not yet seen him on Phoenix before this match. We've obviously saw him on Phoenix in the last game, so excited to see that now. But here we go, jumping into the match. On the left side, it's going to be calculated throw. Oopsies. Whoopsies. Sorry about that, everyone. Meant to hit F3. It's going to be Grevent on Phoenix, Scooter on Joanna, Scooter Puff Jr. on the Sylvanas as they gather in the bot lane. Danalor and Brightwing and Monitor going to be on the Jaina. And on the right, Durotan's Couch looking to even up the series, force a game 3. It's going to be Big Egg Roll on ETC, A-Fish on Tahaka, Soln on Anduin, Captain Wedge on the Hanzo, and Wildcard going to be on that Gul'dan. We see a push here into the bot lane. Common strategy on this map. Phoenix still holding that level 1 talent, undecided. But, oh my goodness, the stacking quests. So many stacks. 3 Assassins of Fairy Dragon. What can go wrong? Absolutely nothing, Zol rules. Any comp with Brightwing, Gary, 4th runner named Brightner, Shieldar, Valor, Transformer, Foes, Aspects of Valor, Breaker Chance, Summoner of the Emerald wins, Devourer of Entrails, and Master of the Invisible Arts is going to be doing quite well, I think. I have to. I'm at the point where I have too many titles, and I'm actually having a hard time remembering them. But Tahaka already going top, getting that soak. Phoenix slowly rotating up, so there has been a wave of minions lost, but they got some structural damage down here in the bot. Almost have that tower. We're going to stay bot with the Sylvanas, and it's kind of interesting. We got almost like a League of Legends setup here, right? Like we have... Well, I mean, technically it's not ADC, but we have 2 carries and supports in bot lane. We have, well, a mage in mid lane. Typically the warriors are top lane. Okay, it's nothing like League of Legends. But that's a good thing because League of Legends is dog shit. And if you like it, it's because you like games that are popular and have a budding population. Anyway, gotta bump up that 1 KDA. Oh, feels bad, man. But we are seeing Gul'dan about 1/4 of the way already on the stacks. And Soln out healing the Brightwing at the moment. Hanzo grabbing that siege camp. We do see... Here, see, we got junglers. It's basically League of Legends. Grevent going to be grabbing the siege camp a little bit later for calculated throws. So Durotan's Couch getting that early pressure here in bot. And given that they've, have a bit more sustain in this bot lane at the moment, I think this is an opportunity to get some kind of push value. Especially with the Shrine bot, they kind of have to push with it. Tahaka, meanwhile, going to have to defend this top, and great decision here. Actually, it's great that Grevent is going to get this very low. Imagine liking a live games. Dude, come on. That's just gaming on easy mode if you only play games that have a population. Ooh, Scooty Puff Jr. is looking quite sick. We hops hipsters like hops before it was dead. Dude, I'm the worst kind of person. I played Star Wars: The Old Republic instead of World of Warcraft. I played HOTS instead of League. I had a Zune instead of an iPod. I actually had a Zune. And you know what? Don't regret it. I love that thing. That was a fantastic MP3 player. Much better battery life. Great interface. It had an FM radio, which is good when you're at a sporting event. But meanwhile, Captain Wedge is dying, and your caster is talking about fucking Zunes. Brightwing gonna get the channel. Dahaka stayed top. They gave this one, trying to just not fall behind in XP like they did last time. Now this time, if we do try to see the Mosh, we do have more interrupts. We have the Condemn. We have Bless Shield. Ooh, Hanzo. Gonna get popped in the middle lane here. Jaina securing the kill onto Hanzo. That's the first blood of the game. But you have the Wailing Arrow, most likely. Unless it's Mind... technically, I think Mind Control also interrupts Mosh, but... I mean, come on, right? And then Brightwing Polymorph. Emerald Wind, too, if that's the pick. Which, with 3 backliners, I think is decent, but there's not really dive on the other side, so almost Blink Heal just to deal with the poke could be... I did. Yeah, the Zune talk. Dude, the Zune was good, okay?
The choice is simple.
I mean, I'll say this. I had a Windows phone for a while, and I actually loved the interface. The only problem with Windows Phone was there was never any apps for it because there's never been a market for it. Like, I mean, Windows Phone still exists. It's not dead by any means, but it doesn't have the market. But meanwhile, I'm talking about technology. Wildcard about to get popped there. Dahaka burrowing in. This is going to be a team fight. 7s for both teams now. But this is a 5v4 at the moment. Now Sylvanas rotating in fight, but Dahaka about to get popped. He gets low. He does pop his essence, though. Gul'dan trucking out some good damage now. A-Fish is low, so is Scooterman. Who's going to drop first? Scooterman is going to get the blink heal below 20 health. Oh, my goodness. Joanna stays alive, and now the turnaround's coming. Big Egg Roll is going to drop here. Monoderp going to stay alive through that, and things are falling apart there. Durotan's Couch just having a hard time getting that finish. Joanna manages to get away. Azun is an MP3 player. It was an MP3 player that competed with the iPod. Back before everyone just used their phone for everything. I remember I used to have so much shit in my pockets every day. And now it's just like I have just phone wallet keys and that's it. I had like an MP3 player. I had, that was actually pretty much it. I just also had an MP3 player. So I had 4 things in my pocket and I've managed to reduce it to 3. This is the worst fucking cast I've ever done in my life. Bottom fort goes down here for calculating through. I apologize to both teams that I am not at all talking about the gameplay. But, you know, shit happens. It wasn't very unpopular implies, like, people hated it. The problem with Zune was people just didn't even know it. Like, people are like, it existed? It was a thing? Question mark? Anyway. God, alright, I swear I'm gonna focus on the game. Level 10's here for calculated throw. We do have Salvo, Blink Heal, is gonna be the pick over the Emerald Wind. We got Wailing Arrow. It looks like we have a DC. Bless Shield and Ring of Frost. No, it looks like Phoenix reconnected. But now moving in with the level 10s, Durotan's Couch just needs to give this up. And yeah, it's gonna mean they give up a curse, but they're not getting level 10 in time. I don't want to see them stay and force this out. They're gonna get popped if they do.
Unacceptable. You shall know my curse. Hero slain.
And meanwhile, Grevant, DC's again, it looks like, so we might get a pause here, but Gul'dan does go down in the top lane with the curse. Nowhere to retreat. Hanzo gonna be the next to follow, and it just seems like Durotan's Couch is, you know, they're gonna get the curse. They're gonna push with it. They're gonna get a lot of value. Yeah, I mean, you kind of gotta give the curse up. You don't want to give a team wipe. But, yeah, the up in the top, hiding under fort during the curse, not bueno. Good push in. Dragon's Arrow comes in, looking for the engage. ETC did go stage dive once again. Now power sliding. Scooty Puff Jr. is actually on out front very low, but it just seems like Durotan's Couch is not able to finish these kills. They've gotten many people low, and this is often the problem with Gul'dan. Gul'dan can do so much damage, and it just doesn't really have an impact if you're not getting those finishes otherwise. We do have, by the way, Dragon's Arrow, Horrify, Salvation, Stage Dive, and Isolate. Taking a look now at just some stats, we see, Gul'dan doing the most damage. By a pretty wide margin, in fact. But, hasn't really translated into kills. Durotan's Couch getting out the damage, but there's a difference between damage and effective damage. And Brightwing just thrives off, like, oh, I need to heal up a lot of people. Okay, standing still intensifies. You need to really have single target focus to punish a Brightwing. Brightwing did have a good cleanse that fight. I did not call it out. That was a fantastic cleanse by Brightwing. Thank you for pointing that out. I saw it, but I kind of didn't report on it because it's just stream of consciousness when you're doing this. Durotan's Couch do take their boss, so they actually get the first boss of the game, and I think that's a good decision. Grabbing that boss is going to give them a chance to get level 13s, get on equal talent here. It's going to let them push up here. Merc's going down, but you don't actually need to stand there, and actually now moving straight into this boss, but here comes the cavalry. Need to be careful. Collapse incoming. Brightwing can Z into the fight. Boss at about half health. ETC needs to start zoning here. This could be devastating for Durotan's Couch. Here they are, 3 members. Phoenix almost here. Big egg roll, very low. There's the Salvation, but Salvation just gets baited into a Ring of Frost. There's the Wailing Arrow coming out of it, silencing all the members of Durotan's Couch. Saul now on the rundown, trying to get away. Phoenix all over Anduin, though. But Anduin does survive. Afish, though, I just don't see how he's getting out of this, and I don't like that decision to go boss at all. You had an opportunity to soak 13s, get on equal talent here, then you could take a fight. You don't always just rote memorization do the double boss play, and that was a situation where I think it was just mistaken. I mean, yeah, you have the Hanzo and he can burn fast, but that's kind of like a post-level 16 move. But here we go. Brightwing pushing up with this boss, and this boss is going to get a lot more value for the side of Calculated Throw. Already on the keep, half health. Actually, the boss has more health left than the keep does at this point. Keep does go down. Do we look for an end here? No, discretion is the better part of valor, as we are going to see Calculated Throw walk away. Scooty Puff Jr. just throw one last E out just for some damage numbers. Gotta pad stats. Is that a Gillyweed emote? No. Okay. I couldn't make the face out very well. It's not Gillyweed, obviously. There we go. Shrine token picked up, so that's 4 shrine tokens for Calculated Throw. And now they're going to invade Bruiser Camp. This is a 3v3 situation, but Brightwing can make it 4v3 very quick. Is the Hawker going to Z in, or are they going to try to fight over this? I think they have to. That's an amazing Dragon's Arrow. Amazing Horrify setup. Salvation coming in, but it's just, they're not... It seems, I don't know if it's a miscommunication or if it's just everyone's sheepish. They had every opportunity to engage that fight. The Great Dragon's Arrow, the Horrify, they never went in, and then they just kind of pop Salvation and stand in it for a bit and get Ring of Frosted. That is, that's a misplay there by Durotan's Couch. Salvation is something you get into if you need, but you actually don't want to get into it unless you know you're going to take a big spike of damage or you desperately need the healing. And if you stand in it, you're just baiting out a Wailing Arrow, Ring of Frost like that. Ah, man, that was a rough engage there by Durotan's Couch. And now, possible move onto the core. Level 16 advantage. Brightwing going full Q build with the Hush. Well, yeah, I always forget Brightwing has Hush. That's another Mosh interrupt if they went one. So I don't actually have a problem with stage dive normally. In this game, stage dive makes a lot more sense to me. Last game, I think Mosh could have made quite a big difference, but That's 2 tokens now picked up by Calculated Throw. Durotan's Couch, kind of unsure what to do there. Looks like they're clearing the lanes. They're going to get the Hawk up there. But Siege Camp now being taken. Calculated Throw just living on the Durotan's Couch side of the map. And pushing up all the camps. All 3 lanes pushed in well past the line of symmetry. Dahaka only just now pushing up top lane. But, you know, with those 2 minions so low, he probably won't even get much progress with that. And now he's actually looking like he's going to be the target of a pickoff. You have to bait out the Condemn. You have to bait out the Blessed Shield if you're going to burrow, or you can just walk into the bush. And really good job by Calculated Throw. They're keeping all the lanes pushed in. They're keeping Durotan's Couch, you know, in their vision with these pushed in lanes. ETC on the point, completely alone though, with that armor reduction, taking a lot of damage. Going to use the Guitar Hero though. He'll back up. But ETC, already in this fight, you kind of would, if you're going stage dive, you kind of want to see ETC away joining this fight here. Dahaka away as well, both joining the fight, but then you don't really have front line. Dandalore just going to get the curse on the back line. No interrupt. No interrupt, no push in, and Durotan's Couch kind of just playing, you know, like, hey, we don't know what we can do. We don't know how to engage this fight. We can't crack this riddle that Calculated Throw is giving us, and Dahaka burrows in the back line only to die as the rest of Durotan's Couch just, you know, they can't really engage. Every time they do, things go bad for them. They had level 16. I think that was kind of their last chance to take a fight. And now it looks like this will be the game. ETC, power sliding, trying to power slide away as the cleanse come in, and it power slides them right back in the middle of the team. Stage dive being used almost as like a pseudo like ice block in a way, and Anduin getting picked up by the Ring of Frost and the Wailing Arrow. That's going to be GG. Calculated Throw, dominant series, and they get an ace here. 16 kills to 0 in match number 2. That will be the match. Calculated Throw, huge win in the series, get the domination, and they looked dominating doing it. So we're going to see if we can get a post-game interview here from 1 or 2 of the members of Calculated Throw. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am joined, is it Grievant or Grevant? I was saying Grevant.
Grievant.
Okay, so obviously, as always, I am wrong. but I'm joined by Grevant of the quite dominantly victorious Calculated Throw. How are you feeling after that match?
Feeling pretty good. I'm still a horrible shot caller, but I tried my best.
I don't know. I mean, your guys' macro, I think, was very strong that match. Granted, it's easy to do when you keep 5-man wiping the enemy team. But Durotan's Couch, they're not a bad team by any means, and you guys really just look dominant in this series. What do you most attribute that to?
Clearly my leadership skills. No. I think that we were just playing a little more relaxed than we usually do. I think last season we were really focused on trying to play the meta and do what everybody else is doing. And this, at the start of the season, we were just kind of playing characters that we've been enjoying as opposed to what everybody else is, I guess, draft.
All right. Well, I mean, your draft in game one, I absolutely loved. It was incredibly synergistic. Kind of walk me through the thought process for that draft.
Honestly, we just wanted to get Purification Salvo off with Earthquake, and Mona's been playing a really, really mean Orphea, so we were hoping to get her on there. And we remembered that a fish had a very, very strong Orphea when we played against them last time, so we wanted to make sure to snag that as early.
Yeah, and I will say the Arthas Whitemane synergy is just always fantastic. It's, in my view, like, I don't typically like Whitemane at the moment because I think she's a good support in a meta where there are just a ton of amazing supports, like top tier supports. Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna run Whitemane, I love it. Arthas E-build with Divine Reckoning, and with all the CC you had, that definitely paid off. Game two, you guys were doing strong. Were you caught off guard by that Durotan's Couch boss, the first one they took, or did you expect that and just plan to defend it?
We weren't exactly expecting it. We were thinking that they were going to be taking their bruiser camp, but we had so much clear that we weren't as concerned, but we knew that they were going to be going for that double boss play. So it was more the panic of trying to clear it as fast as possible so that we could try to engage them and before they could get that.
And yeah, I mean, you managed to clear the boss, get down bot, get some kills, and then kind of, push in, take keep, and really dominate the match from there. So from there now, you guys are sitting at 5 points. Your first match was a 2-1, correct? I can't remember which team
yes.
which team did you play for that?
We played against our good friends Lubu.
Okay, yeah, I remember catching the tail end of that series. I think it was Alterac Pass with the last map, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Because we were actually waiting on your caster for our match where we got pooped on. we got pooped on by Tickle Me Tassadar. Anyway, it was like this series, only the Tickle Me Tassadar was slightly more dominant. But still, with that, you guys off to a good start this season. 5 points in the first two matches. What are your goals as a team this season? Are they as high and mighty as like win Division C? Are they trying to make playoff semifinals? Like what's your kind of goal there?
I think we'll be happy just getting into the finals. I'm not sure if we're the best team in the division, but we're definitely coming together and we're playing a lot better than we did last season. So it's definitely a possibility.
All right, so you heard it here first. Grevant thinks all but one other team in the division is shit and that he's better than them. That's just straight from his mouth. That's not me. That's not me reading into it. No, obviously, just giving you a hard time there. But thank you for letting me cast this series. Any shout-outs before you go?
Shout-outs, of course, to my team. We're really playing better than I think we ever have at any other point. Glad to have Mystic cheering us on. I appreciate him subbing for us last week. Want to thank Durotan's Couch for, game two wasn't as close, but, I always enjoy playing them. They're a fun team to play against. And I guess I have to say as part of the interview, it's a great way to stay in shape.
It's a great way to stay in shape. All right. Well, with that, thank you, everyone, for watching. This is going to be a solo match tonight. I got to jump into team practice here in about an hour. Right now, I don't have any casts tomorrow. If a game shows up, I'm going to try to just grab it. So if you get a chance, check that out. Otherwise, my next cast is going to be on Sunday at, I believe, 7 p.m. I'm going to be casting a match before jumping into team practice at 9. So you can follow that here at twitch.tv/dbsmiley. Thank you for checking out Nexus Gaming Series, nexusgamingseries.org. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.